now recognize myself for an opening statement. I appreciate everyone being here today. In this hearing we have before us, we're focusing on unmanned aerial systems and how these systems are being exploited by criminal elements. This issue is no longer confined to science fiction or battlefield environments. It's now increasingly disrupting daily life in America. Over the past several years, UAS technology has rapidly advanced, becoming more affordable, more accessible, and more capable. While this has fueled innovation in commerce, public safety, and emergency response, it has also led to opportunities for abuse by criminals and adversaries alike. The threats we face today from drones are not theoretical. They're real, and they demand urgent attention. Between January and June of this year, the FAA recorded more than 1,000 UAS incursions near U.S. airports, a nearly 13% increase from the same period last year. Each of these incidents represents not just a violation of restricted airspace, but a potential catastrophe for passenger safety. Despite some progress like remote ID, our response architecture is fragmented. Remote ID helps with accountability, but it does not yet integrate into real-time air traffic management or provide automatic alerts to airport security. Additionally, most of our airports lack dedicated counter-UAS systems. Legal restrictions further complicate matters, limiting who can respond in real time. The problem does not end with aviation safety. Criminal networks are adapting UAS technology for nefarious purposes, dropping contraband into prisons, smuggling drugs and weapons across the U.S.-Mexican border, surveilling law enforcement, and in some cases experimenting with weaponization. Correctional facilities are continuing to face surging drone drops of drugs, phones, and weapons. The stealth, speed, and GPS-guided precision of modern drones make it difficult for correctional officers to detect or intercept them without specialized training or technology. These drops enable organized criminal activity within prison walls, disrupt inmate discipline, and threaten the safety of staff and inmates alike. U.S. Northern Command leadership reported that over 1,000 drones cross into U.S. airspace from the Mexican border each month, with CBP agents noting that in Texas, along the Rio Grande Valley alone, over 10,000 drone incursions and 25,000 drone sightings occurred in 2024. Unlike conventional smuggling methods, drones offer cartels a cost-effective and low-risk means to deliver small payloads while avoiding direct encounters with U.S. law enforcement. CBP and DoD recently recorded 70 incursions in 11 days around Laredo, prompting the deployment of Stryker units to bolster surveillance. Equipped with features like night vision and the ability to operate below radar thresholds, these drones present a stealthy and persistent challenge to border security. Despite this growing threat, CBP lacks the authority to disable or intercept UAS in most circumstances, limiting its ability to respond effectively in real time. National Special Security Events, NSSEs, such as presidential inaugurations, political conventions, high-profile sporting events, are increasingly vulnerable to drone-based threats due to their symbolic value, dense crowds, and media visibility. While federal agencies like the U.S. Secret Service, FBI, and DHS are authorized to deploy counter-UAS capabilities at national special security events under the Preventing Emergency Threats Act of 2018, these efforts are intense and confined to a limited number of events each year. DOJ officials testified that counter-UAS protections are typically planned months in advance and require substantial coordination with the FAA to ensure legitimate airspace operations are not inadvertently affected. As a result, thousands of public events that fall outside the NSSE designation, like any UAS mitigation coverage, even as drone incidents rise nationally. The expanding use of drones in public spaces also introduces new risks for first responders. In active shooter, protest, or hazardous material scenarios, the presence of unauthorized drones can obstruct airspace, delay medevac or surveillance operations, and even be used to track responder positions or deliver harmful payloads. Many of these tools are restricted under federal law and cannot be used by state or local entities without explicit authorization. Additionally, these systems must be miniaturized, cost-effective, and interoperable with existing emergency response infrastructure to be viable at scale. The dominance of Chinese manufacturers, particularly DJI, in the global drone market raises significant espionage concerns. Under Chinese law, companies are legally obligated to cooperate with Chinese national intelligence authorities, which amplifies the risk that drones supplied by these firms can transmit sensitive data back to foreign governments. As of today, DJI holds nearly 90% of the consumer drone market and approximately 75% in commercial sectors. Multiple policy reviews and commentaries warn that adversarial actors may exploit these supply chain vulnerabilities to gather intelligence on U.S. critical infrastructure, military bases, research facilities, and emergency operations. The threat is persistent and accelerating, and it will take a coordinated alignment of resources, technology, and authorities to contain it. This hearing serves an important step to confront and combat malicious drone use across the country and beyond. I look forward to hearing what our witnesses say and a lively discussion. And now, without objection, I want to enter into the record an article entitled, "Increasing Drone Incidents Near U.S. Airports, Stadiums, Prompt Alarm, Officials Say." And drones lifting inmates out of prisons, UK inspector says it's a theoretical possibility. Without objection.